Department of Agrarian Reform is the lead implementing agency of Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. It undertakes land tenures improvement and development of program beneficiaries. It undertakes land acquisition and distribution and land management studies. The DAR also orchestrates the delivery of support services to farm beneficiaries and promote the development of viable agrarian reform communities. The DAR logo shows the department's acronym representing the institution and its role as the lead agency in the implementation of the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. Green stands for fertility and productivity, while yellow represents hope and the golden harvest of agrarian reform beneficiaries who are the recipients of services provided by the department via CARP. Both colors imply that economic growth and the sound rural development can be achieved through agrarian reform. The mandate of Department of Agrarian Reform leads the implementation of the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program through land tenures improvement, agrarian justice, and coordinate delivery of essential support services of client beneficiaries. The mission of DAR is to lead the implementation of agrarian reform and sustainable rural development in the countryside through land tenure improvements and provision of integrated development services through landless farmers, farmer workers, and small landowners, cultivators, and the delivery of agrarian justice. Section 3 of Republic Act 6657 defined agrarian reform as the redistribution of land, regardless of crops or fruits produced, to farmers and regular farm workers who are landless, and all other arrangement alternative to the physical redistribution of lands, such as production or profit sharing, labor administration, and the redistribution of shares of stocks which will allow beneficiaries to receive a just share of fruits and the lands they work. However, a common CARP loophole was that landlords escaped relinquishing their lands through land reclassification. Lands classified by local zoning ordinance as residential, commercial, and industrial lands are exclusive from CARP. Unless the expropriation of privately owned property serves the higher cause of social justice, agrarian reform cannot hardly justified. When it casts itself off from this moral mourning, land reforms merely become disguised confiscation by the state of privately owned properties. This also means that the underlying motives as well as defining criterion for any enhancement, expansion, or amendment of agrarian reform law presented in place must be social justice. And this is exactly what is disturbing because our legislature has not seen urgency in matters of national concerns involving social justice, cannot carry enact and enhance or improve agrarian reform laws unless it takes all demands of social justice in their entirely to heart.
Landbank was established on August 8, 1963 as part of the Agricultural Land Reform Code, or RA 3844, as part of the program of land reform in the Philippines. It was to help with the purchase of agricultural estates for division and resale to small landholders and the purchase of land by the agricultural lease. Sharecropping is a form of agriculture in which a landowner allows a tenant to use the land in return for a share of the crops produced on their portion of land. It became the financial intermediary for the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program or CARP in 1988.